Hey Queens! I'm Alyssa,
I'm Stephanie,
and together we bring you Flower Dreams
and Trauma Queens. So I know it's been a few weeks since we've been on here, and I just wanted to explain why. We've had some family things going on, and my partner here ended up getting COVID. So for safety reasons, we stayed apart for a little while, but we're here again and ready to go.
We are so excited to be back with you guys today. So we're going to do something a little bit different, and if we make mistakes or the video is not exactly up to par, we apologize. But this is all new to us. But we decided that it might be fun to do a get ready with us makeup edition, and we're going to tell you like random facts about ourselves. Also, we're going to go ahead and share our products as well, because I know that whenever I'm watching YouTube, I love to see different makeup products to try and whatnot. And I would say we have a pretty good selection of drugstore, and then I have some that I get at like Ulta and stuff. So you guys will be able to see like, a wide variety of products. So we're excited to get started. Alrighty, so I am going to start out with primer. My primer is by NYX. Bear with me. Hopefully you guys can see. If not, I'm sorry. But I got it at Walmart, so it was pretty affordable. I like it.
And I myself, I do not use any extra stuff. I'm pretty basic with makeup, so she'll be more to share the extra products, but yeah.
And this stuff is honestly really good because it has sunscreen in it, so going into summer, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Because it just adds like an extra layer. Okay, so starting out with facts. I have 2 other siblings younger. I'm the oldest sibling. And I have 2 brothers.
Fact about me, I'm a middle child. But I have a big old family, and of birth, brother and sister, I have one of each. I'm in the middle of them. And then I have a stepbrother and stepsister, and I also have an adopted sister. So yeah, but I'm smack in the middle there.
You got a wide variety.
Yep.
I can actually sing pretty well. And I started out whenever I was a toddler.
Yes.
There's like home videos of me singing and actually being able to carry the note out. So
She loved to
fun.
hold out the end notes, especially.
Yeah, I was pretty dramatic even back then.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. As far as singing goes, I used to sing a lot whenever I was younger in church and things. Still sing, but mostly in my car these days. I'm getting ready to apply some eyeshadow here, and this is from Ulta. It's called Everyday Faves eyeshadow palette. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got a nice variety of the natural or whatever colors you would call that. Like, is that natural? Nude? I'm not sure.
No, I'm trying to think. Cause like earthy tones.
Earthy tones, maybe?
Yeah, earthy tones, I would say.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm no expert here, but these are my favorite colors to use. So, yeah, this one's from Ulta.
I am just letting my primer dry right now, but I am about to go in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and it's in the shade F2. I really like it. It's a really good full coverage foundation if you're into that. My skin gets pretty red. I deal with a lot of redness. I was just letting my primer dry for a minute, but
Another fact, I have 2 pets. We have a cat named Nugget. My daughter named him. And we have a dog named Boomer. And we as a family named him. He was a rescue. Somebody dropped him off at a dog park, and we were not looking for a dog at the time, but sometimes the greatest things come from unexpected places. So we've had him for over a year now, and he's been a great addition to the family. We just love our pets.
I have 3 pets. I have 2 cats and a dog. I have a husky schnauzer. I know that's a very weird breed.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she is interesting. Maybe she'll make an appearance one of these days on our channel. But she was a rescue as well. And then both of my cats were rescues. I'm actually obsessed with the show Gilmore Girls. I have a slight obsession. And all of my, well, not all of my animals, not my dog because she was already named. Her name is Judy. Kind of sounds like a middle-aged woman, but that's okay. But my cats' names are Kirk and Luke. And we have had Luke since he was a kitten. And then we got Kirk when he was a little bit older, and he's a little bit skittish. I'm just blending in my foundation. Also, I'm very into makeup, but I would in no means say that I'm an expert, so if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, please don't judge for my makeup applying skills. I just go with the flow. I try to watch videos to get a little bit better, but I just, with crazy busy life, I just don't. But I hardly ever wear makeup either. It's a not a have to thing. Now, when I was a teenager and young adult, like I wouldn't leave the house without makeup, but now as a 33-year-old mother of two, I just go with it most days. But I do like to get, dressed up and put my makeup on to make myself feel better sometimes. So it happens.
I am from a pretty small town, kind of like you blink, you miss it. Um, Typical small town had like, I don't know, like 2 traffic lights and a gas station and a couple pizza places. I still go down and visit as often as I can, but I live about an hour away now. And I mean, I would still say that it's a small city compared to some, but it's a bigger city than what I was used to. So I moved up here about 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm from the same small town. Um, Lived there most of my life until I got married. I got married at 19, and me and my husband moved about a half hour away from there, another smallish town. But then, whenever I was 26 years old, we decided to move completely away, and we moved to Florida. Lived there for almost 7 years until we moved back just this past year. Um, that was a definitely different experience living in Florida, coming from a very small town and going to a very large town. Um, Changed my perspective on a lot of things and actually opened me up to a lot of new things. So I'm thankful for it, but we're glad to be back around family and friends and just not adjusting to the weather as well.
And now I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and it's in the shade Vanilla Wafer. And I got this at Sephora, I believe. I actually always used to do concealer first and then foundation because that's how I was taught to do my makeup. And then I think I was watching another YouTube, Bailey Sarian. I was watching her do her makeup, and she was like, it lays so much better if you do the concealer after, and it really, really does. So I would recommend trying if you haven't. But pretty much every makeup video I see people are doing their concealer like that, so I'm sure most people.
I'm going to apply some eyeliner, and this is just Wet n Wild. I got it at Walmart, of course. It's waterproof gel eyeliner. And as far as eyeliner goes, I usually don't stay consistent. I usually just get whatever jumps out at me. But this one here has been pretty good.
I went to a very small high school, again, because I grew up in a small town. And actually, one year I ended up homeschooling. It was my 5th grade year going into my 6th grade year, but it ended up not working for me, so I went back to school. But my junior and senior year, I went to a trade school, and I went for early childhood education, which I still really enjoy, but I just kind of clashed a lot with the teacher. She just wasn't wasn't very nice, but we won't get into that. So I feel like it kind of changed what I wanted to do with my future. I still really enjoy working with children, especially my niece and nephew. I like doing activities and stuff with them, but I don't know if working with children is what I was meant to do. But I did have a lot of fun in school.
My schooling, I went to a public school until ninth grade. I finished ninth grade in a public school. And then my 10th grade year, I went to homeschooling. But it was a virtual school. So it was still technically public school, but it was just done at home. And there, me and my mom actually met with the guidance counselor in Columbus. And we went over some options because she said that my test scores were super high. And she gave me the option to throw some extra classes in there together and graduate early. So I actually, in my 11th grade year, I did first half of the year, I was an 11th grader, and my second half of the year, I was a senior. So I graduated high school at 16 years old. And from there, I decided to go straight into nursing school. At 16 years old, my mom had to call and register me because I was, a minor and all of that. But yeah, I started whenever I was 16 years old. I graduated when I was 17 years old from the nursing school program and became an LPN. And yeah, that's where my life started.
We actually went to the same trade school, obviously at different times, but we went to the same trade school.
Yeah, I just went to the adult part, even though I wasn't an adult.
I am going to go in with the Profusion Blush Hour in the shade Rose. It's a liquid blush. I got this at Walmart actually, and I've been told that it's a dupe for the Rare Beauty. So if any of you guys can tell me that, I have not tried the Rare Beauty. You guys will have to let me know about that because I'm curious. I've seen the pigmentation and stuff, and it looks really nice. But I actually dot it on my nose and then just up on my cheekbones. And then I just blend it in.
But funny story about when I was in nursing school, I was the youngest one, obviously. They even had to call and make sure that I could go, even though because I was a minor, they had never had anyone apply before. So in the program, I was trying to keep my age, a secret because I felt, very intimidated by all these adults around me. But everyone always said I was very mature for my age anyway, so no one suspected anything until we were sitting there in class and my partner who was sitting beside me, we were filling out paperwork. And he looks over and he says, does that says 89? You're what? Does the math in his head and he's like, you're 16 years old? Really loud in front of the whole class. And everyone turns around and looks at me. And so then I was early outed that I was only 16 years old. So then from there on out, everyone always called me the baby of the class. And it was fun. But, it was interesting. It was very interesting to be in an adult class at 16 years old, but life experiences.
I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier setting powder, and I got this from Sephora as well. I really like it because I have oily skin and it helps my makeup stay. And it's just translucent powder, so it doesn't have any color or anything to it. My first job was actually, okay, I guess my first job was actually at McDonald's, like my first real job, but my first job was a babysitting job for my neighbor. And I actually worked at McDonald's for about 4 years. I worked my way up to management, and yeah, I made a lot of really good friends there, friends that I still have today. So I'm grateful for that. But it also launched me into the world of customer service and how ridiculous people can be. So that was a fun experience.
I'm gonna go with this. I actually just bought this not too long ago, and I absolutely love it. It's by L'Oreal Paris, and it's the telescopic mascara. I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding it, but it actually I love it. And I have I think the color is, yeah, blackest black. But it just, I have no eyelashes, it feels like. So it makes me have actual eyelashes, it looks like. So I'm super excited about that because I always say that I'm jealous of my kids because my kids, especially my son, it seems like, has the most gorgeous eyelashes. And I'm like, it's not fair. Mommy wants those. But yeah.
I have always been into makeup. I think growing up, I watched her do her makeup and then also her sister. And I grew up in kind of like we've talked about before, a stricter household. So I actually wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I was 13.
Yep.
Have any of you guys like experienced that? When did you guys start wearing makeup?
I wasn't allowed until I was 13 too. That was the going age for makeup apparently. But yeah, I started when I was 13, but even then I was only allowed wearing certain shades and I wasn't allowed to wear, really dark or, anything too crazy. So, but also at 13 I, wanted pinks and purples and stuff like that across my eyes. Which, now I'm not into, but it looks really good on a lot of people. Like I see a lot of people able to pull off colors. Even my own daughter, she's 7 years old, and she has followed Auntie, here around too much, and she's got her own little Ulta caboodle from Auntie Lissy, of course, and this kid can tell you more about makeup than I can. So I really should have had her on the camera because she knows all about. She quizzed her one day from her makeup set.
Mhm.
She was like, "What's this?" And my daughter was able to name everything that she pulled out of there, and I'm like, "Wow, I need to learn some of this." Apparently,
So I'm going to start my eyeshadow look. I'm going to use the palette Stone Cold Fox. It's by Colourpop. And I got this at Ulta, but it's actually one of the more affordable brands at Ulta. I really like it. And then I also love their, if I can find it, their Shock Shadows. They're really good. They look really pretty on the lid. I think I actually will probably do this one. And I pretty much just use random brushes. If you guys have any suggestions for makeup brushes, please let me know because I am not exactly sure what I want to go with. It seems like there's a lot of different brushes. This one is just a Morphe brush, which I like it. I do, but it seems like I lose my makeup brushes. Do you guys lose yours? I don't know where they go. Although my cats, I have found them pawing them off and then chewing on them. So
cats are so good at that kind of stuff.
that's been fun to deal with. Let's see what else. I went to the same church from age, we think like 7. So about 7 when we started going.
I think so.
Yeah, because mom hadn't had my youngest brother yet. So I think that I was probably about that age. I might have been a little bit younger, but we went to the same church. Pretty much all through. I sometimes I'll still go back there. It's been a long time, but yeah, we went to the same church. And I was actually in the choir with our. Oh, you were too, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, I was actually in the choir with my mamaw, and I actually got to.
And my mom before she passed.
Yeah, that's true.
We were all used to being it.
And it was really, really nice to, looking back, to have that time with them. Because that's another thing. Our family is honestly full of singers.
Yeah.
So we got it honestly. Because we have a lot of singers, a lot of really good singers in my family.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom and her mom actually used to be the youth group leaders. And her mom can actually sing, but she won't sing in front of people very often. But I've heard her sing.
Yes, I definitely feel like I got some of my voice from your mom and then some from my mom for sure.
Ew.
I was in my school's choir from, I want to say like early middle school, maybe early high school. And it's actually where I learned to do breath control, and I learned like
Alto.
alto and soprano, and of course baritone and all of that. And so now it's kind of like I know when people say things like that, which is helpful.
I was in school a cheerleader my 7th and 8th grade year of school. Um, that was fun. I made a lot of new friends and made a lot of memories there. I really enjoyed doing that. I also played volleyball. I don't remember what grade I was in. I believe I was in 6th grade for volleyball. And then whenever I went into the 9th grade, my last year at actual school, I did join the choir there. I did that for that year. I tried to get myself involved in certain things that made me happy and things, but could never find something that was consistent. But I did like having the different experiences through different things. So
My first pet that I ever had was a hamster. I don't remember the name or anything because I was like 2 or 3, and my mom actually didn't want me to have it, and her mom got it for me, and it died. And my parents told me that it ran away to a farm. So, that was interesting. Pardon the noise. I am going to go in with some NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. And I get this at Walmart too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I bought some of that.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because she used it on me one time. I like to let her do my makeup sometimes because she's better at it than I am. Because I just, like I said earlier, I just go with the flow. But she used this on me, and I was like, "What are you doing to my eyebrows?" Because I don't ever do anything to my eyebrows. Like I don't use the pencil or anything like that. So I thought she was drawing on my eyebrows. She's like, "No, just calm down. You'll love it." And I'm like, "Okay." Kind of skeptical, but afterwards I was like, "Oh, okay, I kind of like that."
Yeah, I don't fill in
So I use the same thing.
I don't fill in my eyebrows or anything. I just use eyebrow gel. I was blessed with very thick eyebrows, but also sometimes it's not fun because they grow out so fast. I need to get them waxed so bad. Okay, I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl Ink It. It's in the shade Charcoal Ink 250. And I got this at Walmart as well. Now I have used the Urban Decay. It's okay. I know people that swear by it, but I don't know. Like I feel like I kind of get the same effect from like CoverGirl and like cheaper brands. I do really like. Also, I've gotten into like white eyeliner. I know that that's become really popular lately.
Yeah.
And I do like it, but I don't know where mine's at the moment. So we're just gonna do good old black eyeliner. We went camping every year
Oh, I love camping.
for 2 weeks in the summer.
Camping is so much fun. We used to always go to Tennessee as well, Pigeon Forge, go to Dollywood and Dixie Stampede and all that. We used to go almost every year there too.
And we're talking about taking her kids this summer, so that'll be really
Yes.
special
I can't
to
wait.
take them to a place where we grew up going. That'll be really nice.
That's another good thing about being back in Ohio is that, in Florida, while it was beautiful and we got to do a lot of things we could never do in Ohio, there's also things in Ohio that you can't do in Florida, like show them where we grew up, so that's what I love. We'll drive them around on different roads and say, we did this or we did that, and show them, things from our childhood. And so that's special, and I'm loving doing that with them. So what you looking for? That's all right.
Okay, I'm going to go in. This is one of my last steps. I'm going to go in with the Voluminous Base by L'Oreal. And I actually picked this up at good old Walmart. Hand me yours, please.
Uh-huh.
I've noticed, like, when I first started being able to buy, like, I guess, like, higher end makeup, I was kind of, like, obsessed with it. And it's like, you get what you pay for kind of thing. But I've noticed that that's not actually true with makeup and with skincare and with a lot of things. Um, Sometimes it absolutely is, but you can actually find really good makeup products that are budget friendly. I've noticed.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool. Like, just because something is more expensive doesn't necessarily make it better.
Nope. That goes with a lot of things, really.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, if you guys have anyone who's watching this, if you guys have any tips or do's or don'ts that you want to share with us, feel free to drop them in the comments. We'd love to read them.
Oh, I have a fun fact. I went my whole life without getting stitches until I was 22, I think 22, and I started working at a butcher shop. You see where this is going? And I was just doing front desk work. I was there for about a year, and I went back to the pens one day because I was not the smartest. And my coworker's like, "Oh, you want to go see the piggies?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I go back there. Long story short, the pig, I guess it got spooked and it like jerked up and it was a boar. And yeah, it went into my wrist, its horn. So I ended up having to get a tetanus shot and stitches for the first time in my life at 22. Well, I'd gotten a tetanus shot before, but I had never had to get stitches. So that's pretty good. You go 22 years.
Yeah, much better than me. My first set of stitches was whenever I was, oh shoot, how old was I? I was about 12. I was getting ready to go into the 6th grade. My mom and sister, I believe, my stepsister, had taken a trip to Tennessee, and I was staying with her mom, and me and my sister were staying with her mom and her. And she was really little, and I was in her room helping her clean her room, and they had a storm window on there, and it had gotten loose. And whenever I walked past it, it fell out and busted all over the place. Well, I felt it hit my leg, but I didn't realize that it had actually cut me until I looked down and seen blood everywhere. And so I started screaming and panicking, and her mom come running in there, and so she's panicking. And so she helps me get it, something wrapped around it, and we call my mama and papa who live right down the hill from them. And so they take me to the hospital, but before that I was screaming and crying saying that I didn't want to go to the hospital, and my mama was trying to calm me down, and she was like, "It's all right, they'll just put a few stitches in." Like, she's trying to calm me down, but I'm like, "I don't want stitches, I love scars." It was just my mama, up until she passed away, she would tell that story to everybody about me screaming that I love scars because I didn't want stitches.
I'm about to go in with the same mascara that she used, the telescopic, and I actually really love it.
I do too. It's like my new fave now. I've switched a couple different mascaras, but that one is one of my favorites right now. So, but then I got stitches again whenever I was an older teenager. I was washing dishes and stuck my hand down in the glass to clean it, and it busted on my hand, and it cut my pinky right here open. And my mom and dad took me to the hospital for that one. I, of course, didn't freak out because I knew what stitches were then. But my mom looked at me in the ER while I'm waiting on the doc to come in, and she's like, "Steph," she's like, "if you didn't want to do the dishes, you could have just told me. You didn't have to cut your hand to get out of it." It was a little inside joke with us. It was funny, but looking back, I'm like, and from then on, I was like, I believe I was like 15, 16 when that happened. I'm 33 now, and I still won't put my hand down in a glass to wash it. I got one of those little brush things because, nope, won't do that again.
Um, oh, I've got a good one. So my arm was broken when I was in preschool. It was just an accident. I was playing with one of my cousins. But later on, I want to say I was a bit older, and I don't remember, maybe like 10, and I we were at the place where we went camping every year, and there was this huge hill, right? And you have to, well, you don't have to obviously, but we always rode our bikes. So like we would always go down this big hill, and then we had a certain like spot where we would hit our brakes. Well, that day I waited to hit my brakes for some reason. We were going to the camp store. We always had so much fun. We would go and like beg for money, and then we'd go down and get ice cream or candy or like a little toy or something. And I hit my brakes, and then I don't know how it happened, but I went into a stop sign and I flew off my bike, and I ended up spraining my wrist. Yeah, so that was pretty fun. Actually, oddly enough, there was two people walking, and they heard me hit the stop sign because it was that loud, and they were both nurses. So that was kind of like, wow, right place, right time.
Yeah, great timing.
I am just gonna throw on a little bit of lip gloss. This is from Ulta, and it's Juice Infused Lip Oil. It's like the Ulta brand. I like it. I am a big I love like the plumping lip gloss, but I actually got lip fillers recently. Just a little bit, just to, plump my lips up a little bit, and I am in love. I still will use the lip filler sometimes, but most of the time I just do like a plain gloss or like a chapstick or something. And then if I'm going out, like sometimes I'll do a little bit of color. And then I'm going to finish with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I really like this stuff, and I got this at Sephora. I like to really lock it in. And it's pretty warm today, so I don't want to have no makeup sliding.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
Okay, Queens. Well, I think that that's about all we have for you today, but I hope that you were able to get a better picture of us, maybe get a little bit more of our personalities. I feel like this was more of a relaxed video. So if things are a little messed up, at least you're getting a more accurate picture of us, I think. I think we always try to do that, but I just think sometimes the talking videos can get a little stiff. So I hope that this one was entertaining. I hope maybe maybe saw some products that you might want to try, or
And
something.
you got to know us a little bit better. So
Yep. And we are definitely excited that we were able to get a video out for you guys. So until next week, Queens, stay safe,
stay classy.
and we'll see you next week.